Kagurabachi chapter 125 was the worst chapter if you had a list, aka me. Because when I tell you, when I was trying to pronounce these words, Tatari, I was sounding like a machine gun. I was like, ta 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 ta. I was getting so frustrated. But besides that, you could really see Hokuzono's love for foraging throughout this whole entire chapter. So I'm not gonna go over this chapter like how I usually do. I'm just gonna be going over like what I really like my thoughts and like my ideas on this. First thing I gotta say, Akimaru was not right. The Sword Saint was not right. Yes, the Mikaboshi, what they're doing right now is hella crazy, but we have to keep in mind, literally the next page after this, they tell you that this could be misinformation by the Soga Clan. And I don't think Hokuzono would just put that willy-nilly. So there's obviously more to this than what meets the eye. Secondly, I really love Joji and Subaru's interaction throughout this whole entire like chapter. Subaru having multiplication sorcery is just so cool. Like he was just being so funny throughout this whole entire chapter. But the real meat and bones is the whole entire aspect of foraging for Kumishige and Subaru. This whole entire chapter was just glazing Kumishige and giving us the first step on how to make an enchanted blade. And we learned that you're not supposed to use the entirety of Datenseki itself. You're actually supposed to dilute it with something called Pebbleite Magmamite or whatever it was called. And that way you mess around with like the particles timing and like the heat. And so happily, Kumishige can see the particles' reaction because his eyes are covered in a special membrane that actually heal and regenerate over time. Every time they get burned, they get healed. Just like how your muscle grows every time they get teared from working out. Kumishige Rohukira is literally born to be a world-class swordsmith. And we see it through the first step of it, called Nora. Noro? Whatever it's called. And look at this, just beautiful. All this ink, glorious ink that he's using. This is why they put him on timeout. We then see Kunishige saying, "Now we tame God," and then Subaru 5-page panel of him just like smiling with his cones. I really did love this chapter about everything about the foraging, but you could see that Hokuzono is slowly tipping into his like religious bag. Like calling the Datenseki a forbidden fruit that humans were not supposed to ever touch. It makes you think, like, where did the Datenseki come from? Are we about to tap into that more spiritual side of spirit energy? And then Kunishige saying, "Now we tame gods," it just like feels like blasphemous. Like you're trying to like reach the gods like level, and it kind of reminds me of like Tower of Babel. Like when they like try to reach God, so like God says, "Yo, you can't speak to each other no more." It's like it's giving me impending doom, like something's bad about to happen. Like Kunishige is having too much ego and trying to like quote unquote tame God. But yeah, let me know how y'all feel about all this, like the foraging, like the religious aspects of Kagurabachi.